So today we're on a new location in another luxury condo in Coral Gables. And I wanted to, right now we're in a construction site, so there's not a lot of exciting things to show you, but it will be coming. But I wanted to point out two issues that we confront a lot in our remodels that I think are really important to share with you all. The first one I want to talk about is plumbing and the way the pipes are run in different condominiums, especially some of the older ones. And I have an example back here to show you where we've already begun the demo. And what has happened is in some of the buildings, we find that the pipes, the copper pipes that are used for all the plumbing have been run through the concrete slab on the floor. And what happens is over time, and this particular building is in its late 20s, over time, the alkaline in the concrete and all the moisture in there starts to erode, corrode the copper of these pipes. And so what happens is these buildings start springing up leaks, and they can be massive leaks and problems. So when we come in to do a full remodel, one of the first things I say to the owner, and unfortunately, it's not the pretty stuff that you see in a design, but it's critical stuff for your living and your own protection. So what we do is we abandon all of those pipes that you see in the floor, those copper pipes that are all coming up. We abandon them, and then the plumbers rerun them all up through the ceiling. So that happens in all the wet areas, the bathrooms, the kitchen, the laundry, etc. And so then the copper piping is completely protected. So that's an important element I always like to share with people. The second topic I wanted to share with you, which we encounter everywhere. I've encountered it in homes, I've encountered it in pretty much every condo we go into. And it's especially important in Florida because we live in air-conditioned space. And what we find, and I think the average homeowner just thinks that the air conditioning is about how much volume of air we're shooting into a room, into a space. But the true functioning of air conditioning is not about the volume blowing in. It's actually about the return airflow. In other words, the air can blow out, but if it's not being recirculated to go back to the machines, which in this case are in the laundry off the kitchen, you are not getting a balance and proper cooling of your space. So what we look for when we come in to start a project, and even if it's a small remodel, but there's enough we're doing, we go into every room and we look for a supply air and a return air. And what the return is, so the supply blows it in, but the return pulls it out. And how does that work? Well, I'm going to show you up here. These empty spaces you see where there's ducts that are running, all that empty space where the ceilings are dropped, we keep it as open as we can, and we create what's called a plenum. And a plenum is just dead space. So there are a few things running through, like some fire sprinkler pipes, but nothing else. And we remove all the drywall that's up inside. And if you follow me through, the machines are back in the laundry. Every piece of drywall that penetrates into that dead space, we get rid of. So there's this clean flow of air going back to those machines and recirculating. So that is what's critical. And then in all of the bedrooms, which we usually encounter, there's usually just that supply vent. So we open up a hole in the wall and then, aesthetically appropriate areas, so we can create that exchange of the air going in and the air coming out, and then that space where it goes back. And it is so advantageous for people once we have done this and they appreciate the difference. And we've done it in brand new condos, we've done it in older condos. So it's a really important element for people to understand and appreciate. We'll get someone saying, oh, I must need a new air conditioner, and the air conditioner's 2 years old. It's not about that, it's all about that flow. So with all these videos that we're putting up lately, we've decided to link them to the QCM Builders website. So if you have any interest or more questions about them, you can go back onto the website and you can look at the videos we did on mold, the videos we just did today on air conditioning and plumbing, and different informative videos that I just like to share with you all. Happy holidays.